Chapter 3195. Sky Dragon Peak was the largest peak in the entire Dragon Palace. It was also the mountain peak where the Heavenly Dragon King of the Heavenly Dragon race resided. The entire mountain peak was incomparably huge. The words Heavenly Dragon Peak were carved on it, containing a boundless might. The entire celestial dragon race rose up in a very short period of time, and it was all because of the celestial dragon king that they were able to reach their current state. Wang Xian and the rest hovered above the Heavenly Dragon Peak, their eyes gleaming. I wonder what's the situation with Dragon King Tian now? Is he dead or has he escaped? It's a pity that the leader of a primary race in the universe is actually just a chess piece. Wang Xian murmured to himself. With a swift move, he flew towards the ground. Go check the surroundings and prevent the Heavenly Dragon Clan's experts from taking away the treasures here. In addition, Heavenly Array, go and investigate the divine nations here. Find the divine nations of the Heavenly Dragon Clan's experts. He ordered them one by one. It's Dragon King! The group of Dragon Palace members nodded. Wang Xian made a move and landed in the ocean below. Below, there was a Dragon Palace. This was the Dragon Palace of the Heavenly Dragon race. The Heavenly Dragon Palace looked almost the same as the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. He moved and forced his way in. Who dares to barge into the Dragon Palace? You're courting death! As soon as he entered the Dragon Palace, he heard a cold voice. A dozen figures immediately flew over. The leader was a level 1 universe venerable. Wang Xian looked over and waved his arm. Other than the universe supremacy, everyone else was killed. Soul assimilation! He stared at the wide-eyed Heavenly Dragon race universe supremacy, and waved his arm, executing the soul-devouring technique. Buzz! A message was transmitted to Wang Xian's mind. After reading the message, he revealed a smile. He flew straight ahead. The layout of the entire Dragon Palace was almost the same as that of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. However, compared to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, it was much weaker. He flew all the way into the Dragon King Palace, and came to the back of the throne. Over there was the treasury of the Heavenly Dragon Clan. As expected of the Heavenly Dragon Clan's treasury. As soon as Wang Xian entered, he immediately felt a surge of majestic energy rushing towards him. His eyes lit up as he revealed a scorching look. Although the Celestial Dragon Clan's foundation wasn't very deep, in the billions of years that they had risen to power, they had destroyed quite a few primary races in the universe. In addition, the Divine Dragon race loved to collect treasures. The treasures of the Celestial Dragon Clan were enormous. All kinds of pills, weapons, and treasures. With a wave of his arm, Wang Xian kept all of them into his pouch. After emptying the entire treasury, he went to the back. At the very end, there was also a dragon tomb. However, there weren't many dragon tombs inside, only 7 or 8. But those who could be buried here were all universe supremacies. Apart from some elixirs and weapons, the entire Dragon Palace is also a huge resource. Wang Xian mumbled to himself as he kept the lesser dragon bone of the Heavenly Dragon tribe. This is? At this moment, Wang Xian looked towards the deepest part of the mountain peak. There was an entrance there, and above the entrance, there was a big word forbidden. Forbidden? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow, hesitated for a moment, and came to the entrance. The entrance wasn't big, only about 4 meters wide. There was a stone door, and it was obvious that it didn't want others to enter. He looked inside with a hesitant expression. He walked to the stone door and pushed it hard. The strong resistance caused a look of surprise to appear in his eyes. Wang Xian's arm turned into a dragon claw and tore a big hole. Just as he opened the door, a creepy energy that sent chills down one's spine came from inside. One of the energy felt familiar to Wang Xian. Heaven-stealing meridian changing? Forbidden art? Ancient sorcery? He mumbled to himself as he walked in. The entrance wasn't big, and there were 2 stone tables inside. One of the tables was empty, while the other table had a box about 1 meter wide. Wang Xian looked at the box, hesitated for a moment, and opened it. Ka! When he opened the box, there was a sculpture inside. When he saw the sculpture, he was slightly taken aback. The upper body of the sculpture was that of a woman, while the lower body was that of a divine dragon. It was not hair on her head, but strands of venomous snakes that looked extremely cold and sinister. The eyes on the forehead of the sculpture were blood red, as though they possessed mysterious energy. Just as Wang Xian was staring at the sculpture, a strange energy suddenly rushed into his mind. He felt that he was surrounded by a large number of beautiful women with venomous snakes on their heads. They stuck out their tongues, revealed their sinister mouths, and devoured them directly. Wang Xian could feel his body being devoured bit by bit. At this time, a clear feeling came from his chest, and he woke up abruptly. He quickly opened his eyes and got rid of this creepy illusion. What's going on? Wang Xian looked at the sculpture in shock, and his eyes widened slightly. What? At this time, he suddenly exclaimed as he stared at his body in disbelief. Feeling the excruciating pain coming from his body, his expression changed slightly. At this moment, his body had lost a third of its original size. The flesh underneath was exposed. Could it be because of this creepy sculpture? She attacked me when I was sizing her up? The illusion I had just now wasn't an illusion. Wang Xian was astonished. Bam! He immediately closed the box, and his face was solemn. No wonder Dragon King Tian placed this thing here. It's really creepy, he murmured, and his eyes flickered. He kept it in his space ring, and was prepared to study it in front of the progenitor tree in the Dragon Palace. Otherwise, if it wasn't for the power of the progenitor tree, he would have been devoured unknowingly. After leaving the stone chamber, he flew out of the Dragon Palace. Dragon King! At this time, experts from the Dragon Palace flew over. How is it? Wang Xian looked at them and asked. The Heaven Array is still searching for the holy nations of the universe supremacies. We have already killed some other experts from the Heavenly Dragon Tribe. The Heavenly Dragon Tribe is completely annihilated, Lei Ming and the rest said. Dragon King Tian isn't dead yet. We don't know where he is now. Let the Heaven Array search here first. We will head over to the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian pondered for a moment before speaking. To prevent the treasures of the ancient painting sect from being moved away by the surviving disciples, they had to rush over in advance. Yes, Dragon King! The group nodded. Their figures moved and immediately rushed towards the ancient painting sect's main camp. The ancient painting sect had tens of thousands of planets and countless disciples. The number of their sect was terrifying. Chapter 3196 Swish, Swish, Swish. Star Ink Map Galaxy. Star Ink Map Galaxy was what the ancient painting sect called the area within their territory. Tens of thousands of stars were gathered and each star was glowing brightly. From afar, it looked like a beautiful starry sky map. The ancient painting sect was different from the Heavenly Dragon race. The Heavenly Dragon race only had an ocean. They didn't have their own planet or people in their territory. The ancient painting sect was different. They were the human race, and the human race was one of the largest races in the universe. The ancient painting sects had trillions of citizens, and they had a deep foundation. Their experts were getting stronger and stronger generation after generation. It was a pity that they had offended the Dragon Palace. Today, the Star Ink Map Galaxy hadn't received news of the annihilation of their sect's experts. Even the ordinary disciples didn't know that the ancient painting sect had gone to the distant Milky Way to annihilate the Dragon Palace. What a dazzling starry sky! Wang Xian and the rest were flying in the Star Ink Map Galaxy as they looked at the dazzling starry sky ahead. The ancient painting sect has formed a strong legacy. Generation after generation, unless all the people are annihilated, it will be hard to destroy them completely. However, this is a devastating blow to the ancient painting sect. Almost all the universe supremacies were annihilated, Willow Deity said plainly. The ancient painting sect's base camp is on the ancient painting's planetary bridge. Let's go. As Wang Xian spoke, his eyes fell on the center of the galaxy. The ancient painting's planetary bridge was a huge bridge that connected a dozen planets and a dozen mountain ranges in the ancient painting sect. This was the headquarters of the ancient painting sect, and also the most flourishing place in the ancient painting sect. The ancient painting sect's sacred ground. Wang Xian and the rest were fast. Half an hour later, the majestic ancient painting's planetary bridge appeared in their sight. Seal the surroundings. Wang Xian looked at the sacred ground that connected the mountains to the planets and said, "Yes, Dragon King!" The group of 40 universe supremacies from the Dragon Palace moved and came to the sides of the ancient painting's planetary bridge. They stood in the void with a terrifying aura surging from them. Boom, boom, boom! In the next instant, waves of dragon power crushed towards the ancient painting's planetary bridge. Who dares to behave atrociously in our ancient painting sect? When the waves of might engulfed the area, 5 or 6 old men flew out from the center of the ancient painting. Their eyes were filled with terrifying killing intent. Behind the 5 or 6 elders, there were hundreds of young and middle-aged men. When they looked at Wang Xian and the group, their faces darkened. Whoosh! Wang Xian moved his body and came to the group of people at a terrifying speed. Numerous chains sealed off the surroundings. When the people from the ancient painting sect saw this, their pupils constricted. Who are you? The old man in the middle stared at Wang Xian with a solemn expression. He, Dragon King of Dragon Palace. Wang Xian smiled and introduced himself plainly. Dragon King. Upon hearing Wang Xian, the expressions of the few old men changed. I don't want to waste time. I came to inform you guys that your time of death has arrived. Your ancient painting sect is also going to be destroyed. As he spoke, the chains pierced towards them. Dragon King, please stop. We are from the Star River clan. An old man's expression changed drastically, and he immediately roared. Oh? When Wang Xian heard him, he raised an eyebrow and looked at the old man who spoke. Take out something to prove your identity and leave within 3 seconds. Otherwise, don't even think about leaving. A domineering voice entered the ears of the old man, and the expression of the old man changed drastically. Behind him, the few young men were infuriated. We are disciples of the Star River clan. Are you trying to threaten us? A young man couldn't help but bellow. Pfft. However, as soon as he finished his sentence, a chain pierced through him. His eyes widened and a look of shock appeared on his face. If that's the case, all of you shall die. As Wang Xian spoke, the chains pierced through them instantly. Dragon King, we are from the Star River clan. Are you going to make an enemy out of us by killing us? The old man from the Star River clan was aghast as he roared immediately. He. I have already destroyed the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan. Why would I be afraid of the Star River clan? A puny disciple dares to be insolent in front of me? Wang Xian revealed a look of disdain. Pfft. In the next moment, the chains pierced through their bodies. Soul assimilation! At the same time, he waved his arm. A rank 2 universe venerable from the ancient painting sect trembled slightly, and a message entered Wang Xian's mind. What are you doing? How dare you behave atrociously in our ancient painting sect? Kakik, behave atrociously. Today, I shall exterminate all of you. Hong! Sounds of attacks could be heard, followed by screams. Everyone kneel down. Don't think of escaping. Be obedient. Otherwise, I shall slaughter your entire ancient painting sect. 8-headed serpent's cold voice reverberated across the entire planet bridge. He did not conceal his killing intent at all. Who? At this moment, Wang Xian opened his eyes and revealed a cold expression. He swept his gaze across and kept the corpses. According to the memories of the old man, when the paragons from the ancient painting sect went to the Dragon Palace, they invited a few Star River clan paragons as guests to prevent any accidents from happening to their headquarters. This was mainly to intimidate some small fries. Kill all void third-order god emperors and above. Wang Xian absorbed some memories. He opened his eyes and gave the order to kill. Since the ancient painting sect wanted to exterminate the Dragon Palace would not allow the ancient painting sect to rise from the ashes. Kill all void third-order god emperors and above. As long as the inheritance of the ancient painting sect was severed, the ancient painting sect would cease to exist. Yes, Dragon King. Kakik, the trash of the ancient painting sect wants to exterminate our dragon palace. Today, we shall end your inheritance. Everyone kneel down. Void Third Order God Emperors and above, come out and kill yourselves. Otherwise, we shall start a massacre. Orochi threatened with a stern face. They did not need to do anything. As long as the disciples of the ancient painting sect disobeyed, they would blow up a planet. It depended on whether you wanted to live or save other disciples. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the area before flying straight towards the bottom. According to the memories he had obtained, he had already determined the location of the ancient painting sect's treasury. Gulp! This? How could this be? Our ancient painting sect's experts were all killed? The Dragon Palace killed their way here? They actually killed their way here. They want to exterminate our entire ancient painting sect. On the planet bridge, countless disciples of the ancient painting sect trembled. Their faces were filled with horror. Chapter 3197. Due to unknown reasons, Sogu is unable to find us today. Dear readers, please remember our domain name, Sea of Books, and find your way home. Kneel down! Didn't you hear what I said? Die if you don't kneel! Orochi's voice reverberated through the skies above the planet bridge. All of the ancient painting sect's disciples on the ancient painting's planet bridge revealed expressions of shock and bewilderment. However, when the attack that covered a radius of over 1,000,000 kilometers fell on them, and countless people screamed in pain, all the ancient painting sect's disciples were filled with fear. Their bodies trembled, and they quickly knelt on the ground. All Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above, fly into the air and kill yourselves. I'll give you 10 seconds. If you don't come out in 10 seconds, I'll continue my slaughter until everyone on the ancient painting's bridge is dead. Orochi continued to speak when he saw the ancient painting sect's disciples kneeling in the air. How could this be? Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above, kill yourselves! Everyone on the ancient painting of the planet's bridge trembled, their eyes filled with terror. Especially those Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above. Their faces were filled with despair. They knew that their ancient painting sect had allied with the heavenly dragon race to destroy the Dragon Palace. However, they had never imagined that they would be completely annihilated. Now that the Dragon Palace's experts were here, and they wanted their Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above to kill themselves, they wanted to destroy their ancient painting sect. It's over, our ancient painting sect is finished. Ha ha ha, surrender, kill yourselves! Some of the Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above flew into the air and spoke with a mournful expression. The ancient painting sect's experts were killed. If they did not want everyone to die, they had to kill themselves. They flew into the air and slapped their own heads. Jia, the 10 seconds are up. There are still some people who aren't coming out. Since that's the case, let's bury more of them. Orochi's gaze swept across the area below, and he attacked. You bunch of cruel bastards, you bunch of inhumane bastards. Our ancient painting sect isn't afraid of you. We don't have any cowards. At this moment, a young man raised his head and looked up. His face was filled with anger, and his eyes were bloodshot. Since you're not afraid, then all of you can die, Amosha said coldly. With a wave of his arm, he launched an attack at the spot beside the young man. In an instant, numerous screams rang out. When the young man saw this, his body trembled violently. Aren't you afraid of death? Very well, then all of you shall die. Yamada no Orochi roared with a murderous look on his face, ready to continue his attack. No, no, no! An old man flew out and hurriedly stopped them. Don't want it? But that kid said there wasn't a single coward in the ancient painting sect? Ha ha ha, old thing, go and kill that kid, Bachi said coldly. His words caused the young man's face to instantly turn pale. All right. Without any hesitation, the old man charged towards the young man. No, no, no! The young man roared in despair. At this time, all the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm flew out from the ancient painting. If you start a war, you have to bear the consequences of losing the war. Willow Deity looked over and said, "There are many treasures in the ancient painting sect." Wang Xian entered their treasury, and his eyes shone brightly. He left everything outside to Lei Ming, Ba Qi, and Willow Deity. He only needed to keep the treasures. However, just as Wang Xian was collecting the treasures, while Ba Qi and the rest were killing the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm from the ancient painting sect, in this part of the starry sky, news regarding the Dragon Palace spread out in the starry sky of the galaxy. At the same time, news from the Milky Way arrived. The Heavenly Dragon clan of the ancient painting sect went to the Milky Way to attack the Dragon Palace, but was killed by the Dragon Palace. Not a single one was spared. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace led the experts to the Heavenly Dragon clan. Now, the Heavenly Dragon clan has been completely annihilated. Now, the experts of the Dragon Palace are at the headquarters of the ancient painting sect. The Dragon Palace wants to kill all the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm. The three pieces of news instantly caused an uproar in the starry sky of the galaxy. The ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan were famous superpowers in the starry sky of the galaxy. Now that these two superpowers were annihilated, it was undoubtedly a huge earthquake. Seeing this news, everyone's face revealed a look of shock, and there was a lot of discussion. They were especially shocked by the strength of the Dragon Palace. The Milky Way Dragon Palace and the Divine Dragon lineage were actually so powerful. Just as the three pieces of news spread, another piece of news caused an uproar. 3 universe paragons from the Star River clan were guests at the ancient painting sect, and they were killed by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. When everyone received this news, they were immediately in an uproar. The Star River clan was the strongest superpower in this part of the starry sky. The Star River clan patriarch was suspected to have the strength of a Fourth Order universe paragon. Moreover, the number of universe paragons in the entire galaxy had reached a terrifying number of over 300. But the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace actually dared to kill the universe paragons from the Star River clan. Was this a provocation? Especially when the disciples of the Star River clan saw this news, they were infuriated. The entire starry sky of the galaxy was stirred up because of the arrival of the Dragon Palace. At the same time, this news rapidly spread to the Star River clan. An incomparably vast river traversed the starry sky, and the river shone with 7-colored radiance. Beside the river, there was a majestic shrine. Reporting to the third elder, the life tokens of the 3 elders have been shattered. They have indeed fallen. This was done by the Dragon Palace's Dragon King. An old man respectfully reported in a temple located in the center. Yes, I have already reported to the Patriarch. He will be here soon. The third elder, who was holding a huge staff, nodded and said with a frown. Although the Star River clan had many universe paragons, the death of every single one of them was a huge matter. Especially this time, 3 universe paragons had fallen. This matter was already a huge matter for the Star River clan. The Patriarch had to personally handle it. 1. When the third elder's words landed, a figure appeared in the sky. Above the figure was a round scarlet sun that floated, emitting a terrifying pressure. Greetings, Patriarch! Within the shrine, a dozen figures immediately bowed respectfully. Yes, give me all the information. The scarlet sun emitted a red radiance that covered the face of the Star River clan's patriarch, as he said solemnly. Yes. The old man below immediately handed over a set of information. The rest of the experts quietly lowered their heads and did not speak. Chapter 3198. The Dragon Palace's Dragon King is looking down on us. In a palace in the middle of the Rainbow River, a figure with a red sun above his head looked at the information handed to him by his clansmen, and commented plainly. Clan leader, according to the information we received, Elder San Yuan was still killed when he reported our Xinjiang clan's name. The Dragon Palace's Dragon King did not care about us at all. Elder San, who was holding a huge staff, had a cold expression. The Dragon Palace is not as simple as the information says. They were able to wipe out 150 universe supremacies from the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan. This has already proven their strength. They either have a rank for universe supremacy or an extremely powerful spiritual treasure. Xinjiang clan leader with a red sun above his head said slowly as he leaned back slightly. Clan leader, are we just going to let this go? A few old men said unwillingly. Let it go? Of course not. So what if they are rank for universe supremacies? We can go meet the Dragon Palace's Dragon King. The Dragon Palace has to pay a price for this matter. As Xinjiang clan leader spoke, the red sun above his head released streams of flames. He stood up and disappeared instantly. I'll handle this matter. A voice resounded in the palace, and the group of old men bowed respectfully. Xinjiang clan leader vanished in the teleportation array of the Xinjiang clan. There are many treasures in the ancient painting sect's treasure vault too. It's no less than the Heavenly Dragon clan. At this moment, Wang Xian was looking at the large amount of resources in the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect with an excited look on his face. Although the ancient painting sect was much weaker than the Heavenly Dragon clan, their foundation was much stronger than the Heavenly Dragon clans. Other than that, the ancient painting sect had many disciples and citizens, so they had collected a lot of resources. In the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect, the overall resources were more than the Heavenly Dragon clan. All sorts of divine herbs, elixir pills and divine equipment were kept. The Dragon Palace had collected too many resources this time. When the Heavenly Array returned, they would be able to find the sect leader and the other universe supremacies. After collecting all the resources, the Dragon Palace's strength would increase tremendously. Just as Wang Xian was searching for treasures according to the memories in his mind, a figure stepped through the void in front of the ancient painting of the planet bridge and flew over at a terrifying speed. From afar, this figure looked extremely majestic. It was at least 10,000 zhang tall, and it was covered in flame divine armor. It was filled with might. The most shocking thing was the humongous flaming star hovering above his head. The blazing star was the blazing star that was the world. With the crimson sun above his head, he was like an ancient god that had come from ancient times, ruling over the world. When this voice arrived, it immediately attracted the attention of the Dragon Palace members around the ancient painting of the planet bridge. They narrowed their eyes when they saw the towering figure walking through the void. Supremacies, too. Willow Deity squinted his eyes at the Star River Patriarch and said, Clan leader? That is the Star River clan's patriarch, Exalt and Yang. Xing King, 2 supremacies, Xing people, Dragon clan leader, Dragon, 2, Dragon clan leader. Dragon. Was Xinjiang clan leader annihilate everyone in the Dragon Palace? On the ancient painting planet's bridge, all the ancient painting sect's disciples saw this majestic figure and immediately recognized him. They were filled with anticipation. They hoped that Venerable Anmo Yang and Xinjiang clan leader could annihilate everyone in the Dragon Palace. Kill all of them. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, come out now! Xinjiang clan leader stopped in the void and swept his gaze across all the experts in the Dragon Palace. His cold voice reverberated across the entire planet bridge. Who summoned our Dragon King? Lei Ming stared at Xinjiang clan leader and questioned coldly. Huh! At the same time, Wang Xian, who had just come out from the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect, was stunned by the voice. He looked to the starry sky and squinted his eyes when he saw the majestic figure. Venerable Anmo Yang? Xinjiang clan leader? Wang Xian recalled some information he had read when he saw Venerable Anmo Yang. He moved and the unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him as he stared at Venerable Anmo Yang. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace? Xinjiang clan leader looked at Wang Xian and asked coldly. I wonder why the dignified Xinjiang clan leader is looking for me? Wang Xian took a glance at Qiyang above his head and squinted his eyes. Why are you asking when you already know the answer? If you don't give us an explanation today, I'll have to ask for an explanation myself. As Xinjiang clan leader spoke, a faint murderous aura gushed out from him. Explanation? The disciples of the Xinjiang clan are courting death. Is this explanation enough? Wang Xian looked at him and smirked. Wang Xian wasn't afraid of the Xinjiang clan. According to the information, the strongest expert in the Xinjiang clan, Venerable Mo Yang, was also the leader of the Xinjiang clan. He possessed the strength of a rank 4 universe venerable. He was also the only rank 4 universe venerable in the Xinjiang clan. The Dragon Palace had nothing to fear from a rank 4 venerable realm force. This was also the reason why he dared to kill the experts of the Xinjiang clan. Haha, great! How domineering, Dragon King! Let me have a taste of your strength today! Xinjiang clan leader's eyes gleamed coldly as he made his move instantly. Boom! The next moment, he dashed towards Wang Xian like a flaming meteorite. Hee hee! Wang Xian stared at Xinjiang clan leader with a cold gaze. He flapped his unbeginning saint wings and vanished in a flash. When he reappeared, he was already behind Xinjiang clan leader. Huh! What a fast speed! At this moment, Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed. Qi Yang, defend! He let out a deep roar. Qi Yang, which was as bright as the sun, rained down countless flaming waterfalls to defend his back. Divine Dragon Shadow! When Wang Xian saw Qi Yang lowering his defense, he waved his arms slightly. In the sky above, a shadow of a saintly dragon appeared and attacked Qi Yang. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The divine dragon shadow landed on Qi Yang and let out a terrifying collision sound. Qi Yang's entire body sank downward slightly. Dragon Claw! At this moment, Wang Xian flapped his unbeginning saint wings and came to the right of Xinjiang clan leader instantly. The dragon claw struck at Xinjiang clan leader. Great Sun! Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed slightly. He clenched his fist and punched at the dragon claw. A sun appeared between his fist and met the dragon claw head-on. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Terrifying collisions resounded and waves of air dispersed to the surroundings. Courting death! How dare you challenge our Dragon King? Willow Deity and the rest looked over and were ready to strike. Haha, there's no need for that. I'll teach Xinjiang clan leader a lesson. Wang Xian laughed and stopped Willow Deity and the rest from striking. Chapter 3199. After Wang Xian stopped Willow Deity and the rest from attacking, he lifted his head and let out a dragon roar. He transformed into a 30,000-meter-long dragon. A powerful dragon aura swept towards Xinjiang chief. Divine dragon? A purebred divine dragon? Xinjiang chief narrowed his eyes when he saw Wang Xian's body. A terrifying aura spread and the radiant divine dragon would look exactly the same as the legendary divine dragon if it wasn't for that creepy pair of wings. Even so, he could still feel the pressure from Wang Xian that came from a pinnacle bloodline. Dragon's Tomb! Wang Xian transformed into a divine dragon and lifted his head. The horrifying power of law in the sky began to swirl and condense into a dragon's tomb. The dragon's tomb blasted towards Qi Yang. Huh! Xinjiang chief's expression changed when he sensed the horrifying attack. However, the surface area of the Qi Yang above his head was too huge. The other party's attack also covered a huge area and it was impossible to dodge. Explosive! He let out a deep roar and pillars of fire erupted from the sky above the Qi Yang and blasted towards the dragon's tomb. At this time, Wang Xian appeared in front of Xinjiang chief with his horrifying speed. He waved his dragon claws and clawed at him. Xinjiang chief was 10,000 feet tall and had a similar length of 20 to 30,000 meters. Seeing Wang Xian attacking him, he made a circle in the void. Boom, boom, boom. A series of fiery explosions were heard and blasted towards Wang Xian. Swish! But at this moment, Wang Xian's figure swayed and dodged the attack with ease. He came to the back of Xinjiang chief. The dragon's tail lashed out at him. Bam! The speed was comparable to a rank 5 universe venerable. Xinjiang chief couldn't react in time and a huge force landed on his body. Bam! His entire body was sent flying into the void. A large amount of lava flowed down from the scarlet sun above his head and landed on his body, quickly healing his injuries. That's it! Xinjiang chief? Wang Xian let out a low roar and charged over again. Sensing Wang Xian's horrifying attack, Xingjiang clan leader's expression changed drastically. No wonder your dragon palace could annihilate the ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon clan. It turns out that you, Dragon King, have such strength. However, you're dreaming if you want to defeat me. Clan leader Xingjiang roared, raised his head, and opened his mouth. Buzz! The scarlet sun in the sky slowly shrank and flew into his mouth. Boom! When Qiyang completely entered his body, an extremely terrifying flame erupted from his body. The flames burned everything within a radius of over 100 million kilometers. Anyone who stepped into his area would be indiscriminately attacked by these flames. Humph, I'll give it a try then. Dragon soaring clouds! Wang Xian's eyes were cold. With a shake of his body, the entire void was shrouded by clouds and mist. Xingjiang Patriarch's face changed when he saw that his line of sight was blocked. Bam! Oh no! At this moment, he felt a terrifying sense of danger coming from behind him. This caused his expression to change slightly, and he waved his hand behind him. His entire arm contained an incomparably dense law power. Bam! However, his speed was still a lot slower. The dragon claw landed on his shoulder, tearing a huge wound. Law of Dharma form, fire arrow! Xingjiang Patriarch's face changed slightly. He raised his hands, and the flames condensed into arrows, blasting in all directions. Rumble, rumble, rumble! The bombardment came from all directions without any blind spots. When he sensed that there was resistance coming from a place, he moved. Sun fist! Rumble, rumble, rumble! He waved his huge fist, and a terrifying flaming fist that was as bright as the sun attacked Wang Xian. Buzz! Wang Xian's figure flickered, flapping his huge unbeginning saint wings, and dodged the attacks rapidly. Demigods 8 divisions! Blast! He let out a deep roar, and 8 shadows of divine dragons appeared in all directions, attacking Xingjiang Patriarch. I'm no match for him! Sensing the attacks coming from all directions, Xingjiang Patriarch's face changed slightly. When he fought with the Dragon King, it was hard for his attacks to hit the other party, but he couldn't dodge the other party's attacks. If he continued to fight, he would be defeated miserably. His expression changed, and the shadow of a great sun slowly wrapped around him. Rumble, rumble, rumble! The 8 shadows of divine dragons landed on the shadow of the sun, and a terrifying collision occurred. The shadow of the sun began to crumble gradually. This made Xingjiang Patriarch's face change again. Bam, bam, bam! At this moment, he sensed a horrifying dragon claw coming at him. Pft, pft, pft. The dragon claw landed on his body, and a large amount of blood flowed out. The destructive power fell on his body, and his expression changed drastically. Xingjiang Patriarch gritted his teeth, and flew to the void ahead. He was no match for the Dragon King, and he wanted to escape. Trying to escape? Wang Xian sensed that he wanted to escape, and a cold look flashed in his eyes. But at this moment, Xingjiang Patriarch suddenly opened his mouth, and spat out a bloody qiyang. He moved his body, and entered the qiyang. The humongous qiyang streaked across the sky, leaving a trail behind. Huh! Beside him, Willow Deity did not hesitate, and attacked the qiyang with willow thorns. But when the willow thorns touched the qiyang, they withered immediately. Wang Xian looked at his escaping figure, and raised his eyebrows slightly. But he did not continue to chase. A patriarch of a powerful force would definitely have some tricks up his sleeves. Just like the qiyang, which was a horrifying spiritual treasure. Even if Wang Xian gave it his all, it would be hard to kill him. At this moment, he also understood that the enemies he would encounter in the future would only get stronger, and the enemies he would encounter might have the ability to fight beyond their level. If he escaped, so be it, he murmured. Since the start of the battle, he had never thought of keeping the other party here. This Xingjiang Patriarch escaped with severe injuries. That Dragon King is so strong! SSS, that Dragon King is so strong! Even Venerable Mo Yang is no match for him. Who else in our Star River galaxy can be a match for the Dragon King? It's over. Our ancient painting sect is finished. On the ancient painting planet bridge, all the disciples of the ancient painting sect saw this, and their faces were filled with despair. Even the strongest expert in their Star River galaxy wasn't a match for the Dragon King. Their ancient painting sect would never be able to make a comeback. From today onwards, their ancient painting sect would become history. Their last hope was extinguished, and their faces were filled with despair. Dragon King, the patriarch of the Xinjiang clan, isn't weak, especially that spiritual treasure in his hand. Willow Deity flew towards Wang Xian and said, "Yeah, he's strong, and so is his spiritual treasure. We don't have to care about the Xinjiang clan. We have already collected the treasures of the ancient painting sect. Once the heaven array arrives, we will find the cosmos god nation of the ancient painting sect," Wang Xian said plainly. Chapter 3200. Wang Xian was not prepared to start a war with the Xinjiang clan. This time, the Xinjiang clan leader's probing attack had given him a better understanding of the Dragon Palace's strength. They would never dare to attack the Dragon Palace again. The Dragon Palace was not prepared to continue the war. Having just annihilated two major forces, the Dragon Palace needed to consolidate and improve. Wang Xian and the rest flew to a palace on the ancient painting planet bridge and waited for news from the heaven array. Just as they were waiting, the battle between the Xinjiang clan leader, Venerable Yang, and the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace shook the entire Xinjiang galaxy. Especially when the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace defeated the Xinjiang clan leader. The Xinjiang clan leader, Venerable Yang, is the strongest expert here. The only rank 4 universe Venerable was defeated by the Dragon King. I heard that Venerable Yang escaped with serious injuries. No wonder the Dragon Palace could annihilate the Heavenly Dragon clan and the ancient painting sect. Their strength is too terrifying. The Divine Dragon lineage. The Dragon Palace has a purebred Divine Dragon. The Dragon King is also a very powerful Divine Dragon. The Heavenly Dragon clan can't be compared to a true Divine Dragon. Too strong. No wonder the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace dared to kill the Venerable of the Xinjiang clan. They have the strength. On the Universe AI, countless people were discussing. At this moment, the people of the Xinjiang clan fell silent. They had not expected their clan leader to be defeated by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. At this moment, in the Qinzhou Trading Company. The Qinzhou Trading Company was the largest trading company in this galaxy, with more than a dozen universe venerables. However, after the Dragon Palace annihilated 5 of them, there were only about 10 left. When they learned that the Heavenly Dragon clan, ancient painting sect, and their venerables had been annihilated, they were horrified. Especially when they learned that the Xinjiang clan leader was defeated by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Without any hesitation, they brought all their experts and treasures and hid in a very secluded place. In fact, the Qinzhou Trading Company was prepared to flee to another void after the Dragon Palace had left. The huge change in the Qinzhou Trading Company did not attract much attention in this chaotic galaxy. However, what the Qinzhou Trading Company didn't know was that there were already outsiders among their group of supremacies. Their every move was also under surveillance. Dragon King! At the bridge of the planet in the ancient painting, heavenly formation rushed over from the heavenly dragon race's side, revealing a smile. Continue searching for the cosmos god nations of the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian instructed him. It's Dragon King. The heavenly formation nodded. He took out some blood from the ancient painting sect's supreme experts and began to investigate the location of their divine nations. Finding the divine nation was not easy, and it took a long time. In the next 10 hours, the Heaven Array finally found 90% of the Cosmos God nations. There were also some Cosmos God nations that could not be found due to the distance or other reasons. Even so, the Cosmos God kingdoms that they found all contained vast amounts of resources. After all, this was the accumulation of a universe venerable for hundreds of millions of years. Even if it wasn't as good as their sex treasury, there were still many precious items inside. Let's go back. How's the situation with the venom-horned dragon? Wan Xian asked Yamada Demon Shah and the rest. Dragon King, they are now residing in the bodies of the universe venerables of the Qinzhou Trading Company. Now, all the elites of the trading company are hiding in a secret place. We can kill our way there directly. Yamada Demon Shah replied immediately. All right. Willow Deity, bring them to destroy the Qinzhou Trading Company. I'll make a trip to the Heavenly Dragon race. Wan Xian instructed immediately. After we destroy them, all of you come to the Heavenly Dragon race. Yes, Dragon King. Willow Deity and the rest nodded. Wan Xian separated from them and flew towards the Heavenly Dragon race again. This time, he was going back for no other reason than to build a dragon palace. As long as he built the dragon palace there, it would be much more convenient for the dragon palace to travel to the Milky Way. Moreover, the resources in the Milky Way could no longer keep up with the development of the dragon palace. Perhaps it wouldn't be long before the dragon palace shifted the main dragon palace over here. Wan Xian was very fast. After 10 hours, he arrived at the Heavenly Dragon race. Now, there was not a single disciple in the base camp of the Heavenly Dragon race. For the time being, no one dared to step foot in the entire ocean. Wan Xian came to the Dragon Palace of the Heavenly Dragon race, kept it, and built a Dragon Palace with the system. When the Dragon Palace was completed, Willow Deity and Yamada Demon Shah sent a message. The Qinzhou Trading Company had been destroyed. The destruction of the Qinzhou Trading Company represented the end of this war. From the Qinzhou Trading Company, the Dragon Palace once again received a lot of resources. As a trading company, the Qinzhou Trading Company also possessed a considerable amount of treasures. The news of the destruction of the Qinzhou Trading Company quickly spread across the Galaxy River. This news once again caused quite a commotion. In a short period of time, the Heavenly Dragon race, the Ancient Painting Sect, and the Qinzhou Trading Company were destroyed. The Dragon Palace announced their strength in a domineering manner. The destruction of the 3 primary races of the universe struck fear into the hearts of all the forces in the Galaxy River. There were even people who identified the Dragon Palace as the strongest force. A powerful existence that surpassed the Galaxy River clan. The Divine Dragon roared in the sky again. Perhaps they should call this place Dragon Roaring Starry Sky. Just as everyone in the Galaxy River was discussing, a large number of resources were displayed in the Dragon King Hall within the Dragon Palace. Dragon King, we have harvested 167 Universe Venerable corpses. Among them, there are 7 Rank 3 Universe Venerables and 135 Cosmos God Nations. The rest of the treasures are uncountable. As for the corpses below the Venerable level, there are even more. There are a total of 4 million Void God Emperor corpses. Prime Minister Turtle reported to Wang Xian with blazing eyes. This time, the Dragon Palace had obtained too many resources. It was no exaggeration to say that it could double the strength of the Dragon Palace. Just the corpses and God Nations alone could create more than 200 Universe Venerables in the Dragon Palace. Not to mention the massive amount of resources. Very good. Next, let's distribute the spoils of war. Also, send some people to guard the Dragon Palace in the Galaxy River Starry Sky. Wang Xian revealed a smile and his eyes were shining. Yes, Dragon King! Prime Minister Turtle and the group of leaders responded immediately. Their faces were filled with excitement. Wang Xian waved his hand and was ready to check the spoils of war. This time, other than the ordinary rewards, he had a taboo item with him. There were also some treasures obtained from the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. At this time, he suddenly noticed some changes at the progenitor tree. Chapter 3201. In just a few days, the progenitor tree had saved Wang Xian twice. The first time was the horrifying and bizarre forbidden art, heaven-stealing meridian switching. The second time was when he looked directly at the creepy sculpture. Both attacks were very strange, and they almost killed him. However, the progenitor tree had absorbed the forbidden art and half of the Heavenly Sea Dragon King's dragon soul at the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. At this moment, beside the ancestral tree's soul-returning wood branch was a black branch. This black branch had a series of symbols on it that looked extremely creepy. And on the branch of the soul-returning wood, there was a golden fruit. The golden fruit was in the shape of a dragon. Wang Xian walked over to take a look at the black branch. His eyes lit up when he saw the fruit. Golden divine dragon fruit, and it's on the soul-returning embryo. Can it revive a metal-attributed divine dragon? He mumbled to himself. After some hesitation, he walked over and plucked it. Feeling the power of the fruit, he moved and came to the front of the dragon transformation pool. Golden divine dragon embryo fruit. If I had the dragon bones of a metal-attributed divine dragon, I should be able to create a golden dragon. Wang Xian pondered. With a wave of his arm, the dragon bones in the mother nest flew out. There were more than 100 dragon bones, all of which belonged to universe supremacies when they were alive. Among them, there were more than a dozen dragon bones that belonged to purebred golden dragons. These dragon skeletons contained a tremendous amount of pressure. He waved his arm and threw the dozen golden dragon bones into the dragon transformation pool. At the same time, the golden embryo fruit landed around the dozen golden dragon bones. These dozen golden dragon bones could have the fighting strength of more than a dozen universe supremacies. Hopefully, I can nurture a purebred golden dragon. Wang Xian mumbled to himself. Purebred divine dragons could fight opponents 3 ranks higher than them. In the Dragon Palace, there were many dragons that could fight opponents 3 ranks higher than them. There was one reason why purebred divine dragons were so precious. It was because of the purity of their bloodline. For example, imperial dragon species, spike dragon species, and other peak-level dragon species, they were all the offspring of purebred divine dragons and other powerful bloodline creatures. In other words, due to the purebred divine dragon bloodline and the mutation, they were powerful existences. The birth of such a dragon was difficult to replicate. At the peak of the divine dragon clan, the number of imperial dragons and berserk dragons did not exceed 10,000. In the past, thousands of berserk dragons could form a terrifying army of the Dragon Palace. If it weren't for the Zerg's technology, the Dragon Palace wouldn't have been able to produce a pinnacle dragon so easily. Purebred divine dragons were very important to the Dragon Palace because if they wanted to mutate other peak dragon species, they would need the bloodline of purebred divine dragons. Currently, the Dragon Palace only had 2 purebred divine dragons, the Thunder Dragon and the Wind Divine Dragon. If a golden dragon was born, it would be of great benefit to the Dragon Palace. I hope it's a surprise. After taking a look at the dragon transformation pool, Wang Xian moved and came to the dragon throne. Behind the dragon throne, the progenitor tree was emitting faint radiance, making Wang Xian feel as though he was in a mystical realm. Suddenly, he thought of a figure. With a wave of his arm, a female snake landed in the center of the Dragon King Palace. Ah! When the female snake appeared, she was shocked to see her surroundings. When she saw Wang Xian, she was in awe. "Greetings, Dragon King!" She bowed her body and immediately paid her respects. What treasures did you obtain in the Dragon King Palace of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace?" Wang Xian looked at the female snake and asked. "Dragon King, I entered a treasure vault in the Dragon King Palace and obtained many treasures. Please take a look." As she spoke, she waved her arm and placed some divine medicine and equipment at the side. Just by looking at the bottles of divine medicines, one could tell that they were very valuable. Those equipment were also very powerful. 2 of them were even acquired spiritual treasures. Other than these, there was also a glove with a huge golden claw. The golden claw seemed to be made of dragon claws. To be able to wear it on one's hand, it was also an exceptionally powerful acquired spiritual treasure. "Is that all?" Wang Xian swept his gaze across and asked with flickering eyes. "Yes, Dragon King. When I entered the Dragon King Palace, I could only take these things out. Some of them are too powerful for me to touch. Moreover, I discovered that the Heavenly Sea Dragon King is not dead yet." The female snake replied immediately. Your bloodline isn't weak. How did you end up like this? Don't you have any tribesmen? Wang Xian nodded his head, looked at the female snake, and asked curiously. Based on his senses, the female snake's bloodline was very pure. At the very least, she could fight someone of a higher level. In this universe, there was a watershed. The universe was not fair. Some races were born strong. Experts with strong bloodlines and physiques were of great help to cultivation. Later on, some experts made some simple classifications. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the intermediate level of the universe as long as they developed steadily and possessed powerful spells. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the level of advanced races in the universe as long as they developed steadily and possessed powerful spells. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the level of advanced races in the universe. This was the strength of bloodlines and physiques. The female snake's bloodline power was very strong. She could fight someone of a higher level. However, she looked miserable. Once, she was chased by a supremacy of the universe. The other time, she was chased by other demonic beasts. I escaped from my race. The female snake lowered her head slightly and spoke with some reluctance. Wang Xian nodded his head and did not probe further. Do you want to leave or stay in the Dragon Palace? Wang Xian asked her. I'll stay in the Dragon Palace. It's too dangerous outside. The female snake replied meekly. She was almost killed twice. She was completely terrified. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head and instructed Roving Girl beside him. Bring her around the area. Yes, Dragon King. Roving Girl nodded her head and flew to the side of the female snake. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the treasures. With a flick of his palm, a box appeared in his hand. A taboo item of the heavenly dragon race. After hesitating for a moment, Wang Xian waved his arm and the branch of the Fuchang tree and soul returning wood landed on him. The Fuchang tree and soul returning wood were targeted at the soul. They should be able to withstand this mysterious taboo item. Wang Xian opened the box and looked at the creepy sculpture inside. The mysterious sculpture exuded a strange energy. Wang Xian landed on the dragon tail of the lower half of the sculpture. Suddenly, he felt a familiar bloodline power. He was shocked. This dragon tail was forged with the blood of a purebred divine dragon. Dragon King! At this moment, the female snake, who had been brought away by Roving Girl, walked over. She looked at the sculpture in Wang Xian's hand with shock and astonishment. Her? Why are you here? Wang Xian looked at her and raised his eyebrows. Dragon King, I sensed a strong attraction force. Hence, I'm here to take a look. The female snake spoke as she looked at the sculpture. Chapter 3202, Golden Dragon and Succubus Dragondown. Oh? This statue is extremely attractive to you? Wang Xian looked at Snake Lady and raised his eyebrows. Yes, Dragon King. This statue is extremely attractive and oppressive to me. The image of this statue is very similar to our creator. Snake Lady's expression changed as she spoke. Creator? Wang Xian was shocked when he heard her. Creator. This was the first time he had heard such a powerful title. What kind of existence would dare to call themselves creator? Yes. According to the records of the snake charmers, we were created by the creator. The creator is an omnipotent existence. She has a human body and a dragon tail. She is the supreme existence and the strongest ancestral sorcerer in the universe. She created the snake charmers and bestowed life upon us. Snake Lady said respectfully. Ancestral sorcerer? Wang Xian squinted his eyes when he heard her. The sorcerers were an extremely powerful and heaven-defying lineage. They were unconventional scientists. They researched on arrays, crafty arts, bloodline and physique. However, the sorcerers could be divided into two directions. The first was the direction of arrays. The second was the direction of bloodline and physique. Arrays were the current direction of the heavenly array. As for bloodline and physique, they were more inclined towards close combat. They used powerful and bizarre sorcery to modify their bloodline, and even their bodies. They could transfer the limbs of powerful existences to themselves. They could turn themselves into a terrifying monster. In order to pursue ultimate combat power, some sorcerers even attached the limbs of various powerful creatures to their own bodies. The ancestral sorcerer was the pinnacle of the sorcerers. The strength of the ancestral sorcerer was equivalent to that of the universe dominator. If one were to say that the snake charmers were created by an ancestral sorcerer, it was possible. It was not impossible for a powerful ancestral sorcerer to create a race that could fight beyond their level through their powerful abilities. A statue shouldn't be so bizarre. Now that I have the combat power of a rank 4 universe supremacy, it's hard for a statue to kill a rank 4 universe supremacy without anyone noticing. Wang Xian's eyes flickered. Although an ancestral sorcerer was terrifying, a statue of the snake charmers shouldn't possess such bizarre abilities. Heavenly Array. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before transmitting his voice to the Heavenly Array. Dragon King! Soon, the Heavenly Array flew over and bowed to Wang Xian. Take a look and see if this thing is a powerful magic tool. As Wang Xian spoke, he lifted the statue in his hand. Tianjin looked over and narrowed his eyes. His eyes shone brightly. In a flash, he came before Wang Xian and touched it with his hand. Dragon King, this might not be a sculpture, nor is it a sorcery artifact. Tianjin said solemnly. Then what is this? Wang Xian looked at him in shock. This might be a corpse. Tianjin said with a thoughtful look on his face. I've seen something similar in a sorcerer's information. The path of cultivation for sorcerers with blood meridians is to strengthen themselves, to forge their bodies into the most powerful and bizarre existence. When a wizard with a bloodline or physique dies, their corpses are the most powerful wizard artifacts. This statue must be a corpse. Tianjin's face was filled with certainty as he spoke. It's actually a corpse. No wonder it's so strange. Wang Xian was slightly surprised as he sized it up carefully. A surge of energy entered the statue, and he could sense the dragon blood and other energies within. Is this the body that the ancestor sorcerer modified himself? Even though he's dead, the energy within hasn't disappeared. As Wang Xian spoke, his eyes shone brightly. Moreover, was the ancestor sorcerer completely dead? This was extremely strange. Wang Xian's eyes shone as he looked at the black branch on the progenitor tree behind him. That black branch was formed by the forbidden art, heaven stealing and meridian switching. Now, this branch also possessed the ability to heaven stealing and meridian switching. Suddenly, an idea popped into his mind. Should I let the members of the Dolphin clan give it a try? Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before deciding to give it a try. Even if the members of the Dolphin clan died, they could still be revived. However, if he succeeded, the Dragon Palace might give birth to a powerful dragon. After all, this was the bloodline and physique of the ancestor sorcerer. Prime Minister Turtle, get a member of the Dolphin clan to conduct an experiment. Let her come to the dragon transformation pool. As Wang Xian spoke, he waved his arm and brought the snake girl to the dragon transformation pool. Tianjin also moved and followed behind them. Soon, the leader of the Dolphin clan and a member of the Dolphin clan flew over. Wang Xian placed the branch that was covered in symbols on the corpse of the ancestor sorcerer, and placed the other end of the branch on the member of the Dolphin clan. Enter the dragon transformation pool and see if there are any changes. He instructed. Yes, Dragon King. The member of the Dolphin clan answered immediately and flew in. Wang! When she entered the dragon transformation pool, Wang Xian instantly sensed the black symbols on the branch moving. Waves of energy slowly surged into the body of the member of the Dolphin clan. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and waited quietly for news after confirming that there was no danger. Ding! A new dragon species has been born in the Dragon Palace. Congratulations to the host. Ding! Due to energy limitations, the Dragon Palace can only nurture 1,000 dragon species. After an hour, the system's voice suddenly sounded. Upon hearing this notification, Wang Xian's eyes lit up. Success! He revealed a smile. What was the level of the dragon species? Since it could only nurture 1,000 dragon species, the level of the dragon species should not be low. It might also be a pinnacle dragon species. It's a pity that there are too few of them, Wang Xian murmured as he looked at the dragon transformation pool in anticipation. Time passed quickly. Wang Xian had been standing by the dragon transformation pool for more than 10 hours. Swoosh! After more than 10 hours, Wang Xian realized that the dolphin clan had undergone tremendous changes. She had a human body and a dragon tail. She even had a creepy aura around her. Her wavy long hair was exceptionally beautiful. Every move she made could tug at one's soul. She had a pair of black and red eyes. When Wang Xian looked into her eyes, he felt extremely creepy. This is? At the side, the female snake looked at the figure in the dragon transformation pool with a shocked expression on her face. Dragon King! The newly advanced succubus dragon flew over and bowed to Wang Xian with a smile. How many levels can you surpass? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and asked in anticipation. Rank 3, Pinnacle Dragon Species. The dragon species replied with excitement in her eyes. Chapter 3203 Acquired Treasure. The charmed dragon species could fight 3 ranks higher than them. The mystic dragon's attack method was very strange. Different from ordinary attacks, the demonic dragon's attack was a sonic attack, a type of spiritual attack. Secondly, when fighting against the demonic dragon, do not look it in the eye. Once you look at it, you will suffer an even more terrifying attack. It could be said that the mystic dragon's every move could carry out a strange attack. It's really powerful and strange. The ancestral sorcerers of the universe are all incredible existences. Tianjin watched in awe as the demonic dragon concealed its attack. Back then, he was just a lowly array master, and his ultimate goal was to become the Grand Wizard. However, he was filled with envy when he saw the succubus, a dragon species that had inherited some of the witchcraft's abilities. However, his path of sorcery and the succubus dragon were 2 different paths. He specialized in array formations. His path was longer than that of the succubus. However, if he wanted to go further, he would have to sacrifice a lot more than Mystic Dragon. Very good, very good. Even if there are only 1,000 enchanting dragons, when they all reach the level of ancestral wizard and stand together, it's terrifying to imagine. Wang Xian's face was filled with smiles. Once the mystic dragon matured to its peak, it would definitely be extremely terrifying. As for the dolphin race, they could also evolve into the charmed dragon race. Even though there weren't many of them, they were much more useful than before. During this period of time, another black-red spider lily had grown. When it had grown to more than 1,000, the black-red spider lilies began to grow. With each red spider lily, the mystic dragon's attacks would be even more terrifying. Dragon King, Can I evolve into such a magical dragon? May I? Beside him, Lady Medusa swayed her body and asked with excitement and anticipation. If you are willing to join the Dragon Palace, you can evolve into a charmed dragon. Wang Xian looked at her and nodded his head. Without her inspiration, Wang Xian might not have thought of such a method. Moreover, the snake woman's bloodline was good to begin with. She would naturally be welcome to join the Dragon Palace. Sure! Without the slightest hesitation, the goddess nodded immediately. Once you enter the dragon transformation pool, you can directly undergo the transformation, Wang Xian said to her. Without hesitation, the female snake jumped in. Dragon King, I will select a batch of Dolphin clan members to enter the dragon transformation pool, the dolphin leader said from the side. Wang Xian nodded immediately. Right at this moment, a low roar sounded from the depths of the dragon transformation pool. Currently, the dragon transformation pool was filled with dragon blood. It was impossible to see the deepest part of the dragon blood that was hundreds of kilometers deep. But at this moment, rays of golden light shone from the depths of the center. Wang Xian looked over immediately and squinted his eyes. With a thought, he waved his arm and tossed the 2 golden dragon balls toward the center. The golden dragon ball entered it, and immediately fell to the ground. In the depths of the dragon transformation pool, the roar of a divine dragon resounded. More than a dozen dragon bones, 2 golden dragon pearls, and the dragon soul of the Tiahai Dragon King. I hope it can give birth to a golden dragon and make it more powerful, he murmured. The golden dragon continued to grow. Wang Xian waited for a while before returning. As the days passed, the other members of Dragon Palace also began to improve. The heavenly array also entered the dragon transformation pond. On the 5th day, a majestic roar came from the dragon transformation pool. A beam of golden light flashed across the entire dragon palace. Wang Xian, who was in the Dragon King's bedroom, sensed the situation in the dragon transformation pool and was excited. He moved and immediately appeared before the dragon transformation pool. Above the dragon transformation pool, a golden dragon that was about 40,000 meters long was circling in the air. A powerful aura emanated from his dragon body. The aura of a rank 4 universe venerable. Wang Xian sensed his aura and a radiance flashed in his eyes. Roar, roar! The golden dragon swayed. He looked at Wang Xian and flew over. Greetings, Dragon King! The golden dragon transformed into a middle-aged man and half knelt before Wang Xian. Very good. I'll call you Ao Jin from now on. Wang Xian looked at him and said with a smile. Yes, Dragon King. Ao Jin answered immediately. Do you have any memories? Wang Xian looked at him and asked. Ao Jin was mainly born from the dragon soul of the Tiahai Dragon King. However, Wang Xian did not know if he had his own memories. Dragon King, I was separated from the body of the Tiahai Dragon King. I inherited all the memories of the Tiahai Dragon King. Ao Jin reported immediately. That's good. Wang Xian nodded and asked. Do you have control over the dragon palace of the Tiahai Dragon King now? Yes. The Tiahai Dragon King is only left with the other half of the dragon soul. If he doesn't have a body, I can easily snatch the dragon palace. Ao Jin nodded. Oh? In that case, I can make a trip there after some time and occupy the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, Wang Xian said. The Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace could be said to be a huge resource. Not to mention the treasures in the Dragon King Hall, just the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace alone could be upgraded to rank 6 or 7 Universe Venerable if Ao Xia and the rest devoured it. What was the realm of the Tiahai Dragon King when he was at his peak? Wang Xian asked. His combat power was at rank 9 Universe Venerable and his realm was at rank 6 Universe Venerable. Ao Jin answered immediately. Rank 9 Universe Venerable? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. Such strength was not weak. Of course, for the Divine Dragon clan at their peak, it could only be considered passable. The powerful divine dragons of the pinnacle clans were all terrifying existences of the universe lord level. They occupied more than half of the oceans in the chaotic continent. Dragon King, I think we should make a trip to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace as soon as possible. There is a very powerful acquired cardinal treasure there. At this time, Ao Jin suddenly suggested. Acquired cardinal treasure? Wang Xian was taken aback when he heard him. The powerful treasures in the universe were categorized into acquired spiritual treasures, acquired cardinal treasures, and then innate treasures. Acquired cardinal treasures were definitely the strongest treasures among the universe venerables. With an acquired cardinal treasure, it would be easy to kill existences of the same level. Let's head over immediately. Wang Xian instructed Ao Jin without hesitation. Yes, Dragon King! Ao Jin nodded. Willow Deity, follow me to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Just in case, Wang Xian called Willow Deity along. Huh! Dragon King, to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace? I saw on the AI that someone said the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace has disappeared. Willow Deity flew over and said to Wang Xian with shock. Disappeared? Wang Xian was taken aback when he heard her and looked at Ao Jin. Disappeared? There's only one possibility. He has possessed a physical body. Otherwise, the Dragon Palace would not have moved or disappeared. Aeogene frowned slightly. Chapter 3204. Due to unknown reasons, Sogu is unable to find this site today. Dear readers, please remember the domain name of this site and find your way home. Tianhai Dragon King possessed a physical body? Upon hearing Aeogene's words, Wang Xian was slightly taken aback and astonished. Dragon King, according to my memory, the Heavenly Sea Dragon King has been scheming for billions of years. He even taught the forbidden art to the Heavenly Dragon King. He wanted to use the Heavenly Dragon King as a chess piece and make him bring purebred divine dragons or mutated divine dragon bloodline possessors. However, he suffered a huge loss because of you, Dragon King. Half of his dragon soul was taken away. Having lost half of his dragon soul, his control over the Dragon Palace was at its lowest. A level 4 universe supremacy was able to break through the defense of the Dragon King Palace. He might have been afraid of being caught, so he possessed a physical body. Based on my guess, he should have possessed Tianhai Dragon King's body. Aeogene guessed and said to Wang Xian, Possess Tianhai Dragon King? How strong is he after that? Wang Xian asked with a frown. With the resources left behind in the Dragon King Palace, in addition to Dragon King Tian being a rank 3 Universe Venerable, he should be able to raise his strength to rank 4 Universe Venerable. In addition to that post-celestial treasure, Dragon Pearl and similar treasures, he should be able to become invincible among rank 4 Universe Venerables and even fight against those of a higher realm. Aeogene said, This is really troublesome. Wang Xian frowned slightly. Now they were almost mortal enemies with Tianhai Dragon King. The resurrection that he had planned for billions of years was ruined by him. Not only that, but the dragon's soul had also plundered half of it. Apart from the treasures in the Dragon King Hall, he had taken everything else. Tianhai Dragon King would definitely want to kill him. He might even want to hide in his physical body. An invincible rank for universe supremacy who could fight those of a higher level was a huge threat to the Dragon Palace. Especially a Dragon King who had lived for a long time. Prime Minister Turtle, send disciples to the Galaxy and keep an eye on Tianhai Dragon King's situation. Also, don't let the members of the Dragon Palace go out for the time being. Cultivate in peace. Wang Xian instructed immediately. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle answered immediately. Damn Dragon King, forcing me to possess such a lowly body. You took half of my dragon soul. I'm going to kill you. At the same time, somewhere in the galaxy, a humongous dragon palace was hidden within the void crack. Not only could the Dragon Palace be located in the ocean, but it could also cross the void. In the Dragon King Hall of the huge Dragon Palace, a Sky Sea Dragon King with a huge pair of golden wings roared furiously. Although he had regained his body, he was not happy at all. A lowly bloodline body even made him feel humiliated. He understood that it would be extremely difficult for him to reach the pinnacle with his current body. It was all because of the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. He wanted to annihilate the Dragon Palace and devour their bloodline to seek a breakthrough in his own bloodline. Lord Sky Sea Dragon King, according to the news we received, the Dragon King has the combat strength of a rank 4 Universe Venerable. Not long ago, the Dragon Palace's Dragon King defeated the Star River Clan's Patriarch. His strength is terrifying. At this moment, a group of great demons knelt down at the front and bowed respectfully. Ever since the Heavenly Sea Dragon King completely possessed him, he immediately closed the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. All the demonic beasts were trapped in the Dragon Palace. The Tianhai Dragon King had used a terrifying method to enslave all of them. Now, there were more than 100 big demons in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. However, there was only one rank 3 Universe Venerable among these 100 over great demons. The rest were mostly Universe Venerables level 1. This power was not weak. In fact, it could even be said to be very strong. But in the eyes of the Sky Sea Dragon King, it was still trash. Dragon Palace's Dragon King also has the battle power of a Universe Venerable? In addition to that willow tree, Dragon Palace has at least 2 level 4 universe venerables. When the Sky Sea Dragon King heard his subordinate's report, he growled ferociously. His expression was ugly. Due to the fact that he had lost half of his dragon soul, it was impossible for him to improve rapidly. He had consumed a large amount of resources to raise his combat power to the 4th Order Universe Venerable Realm. Although the supreme artifact in his hands could make him invincible among Tier 4 experts and fight against Tier 5 experts, the possibility of him killing the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace was still slim. After all, if the other party were to escape, it would be very difficult for him to keep him here. If he couldn't keep the other party here, it would all be for naught. Either he didn't make a move, or once he made a move, he had to kill the Dragon King. His eyes glowed fiercely and his expression kept changing. If he had to wait a few thousand years or even tens of thousands of years for revenge, he would not be willing. He did not have that much time. He wanted to improve himself as soon as possible and destroy the Dragon Palace as soon as possible. The injuries on my dragon soul have yet to recover. I need some powerful divine herbs to recover. The resources in the Dragon King Hall are almost depleted. I need a huge amount of resources for my future cultivation. The Sky Sea Dragon King murmured and swept his gaze across all the big demons below. Let's go. Follow me to the Xinjiang clan. I'm going to suppress the Xinjiang clan. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace flapped his wings slowly and roared coldly. Yes, Lord Dragon King. The group of great demons immediately responded respectfully. Buzz. The next moment, the entire Dragon Palace shook and flew quickly towards the Xinjiang clan's Rainbow River. Although the Sky Sea Dragon King had been in the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, he knew the situation in the starry sky like the back of his hand. This included the strongest faction here, the Xinjiang clan. But today, he was going to suppress and subdue the strongest race in the starry sky. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace sped through the starry sky. 2 days later, it appeared in front of the huge Rainbow River. Ka ka ka! The Dragon Palace came out of the space crack and flew towards the center of the Rainbow River. In front of the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, the Sky Sea Dragon King lay on a few dragon pillars and stared ahead with a stern face. All the demonic beasts stood respectfully at the back. Who are you? The Xinjiang clan had been living on both sides of the Rainbow River for generations. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace, which exuded a powerful aura, flew over quickly and attracted the attention of the Xinjiang clan experts. 2 universe supremacies quickly came over and sized up this incomparably huge dragon palace in amazement. They found the Dragon Palace familiar. I'm the Sky Sea Dragon King. Today, I order all the people of the Xinjiang clan to submit to me. The Sky Sea Dragon King looked at the 2 universe supremacies of the Xinjiang clan and bellowed. His voice reverberated throughout the starry sky. The surrounding disciples of the Xinjiang clan were shocked when they heard it. Sky Sea Dragon King? The 2 universe supremacies of the Xinjiang clan were also shocked. They squinted their eyes at the Sky Sea Dragon King. Sky Sea Dragon King, you inherited the Sky Sea Dragon Palace? They looked at the body of the Tianhai Dragon King with a cold look in their eyes. Chapter 3205. Most of the supremacies had seen Dragon King Tian as one of the leaders of the powerful clans in the Star River Galaxy. Naturally, the universe supremacies of the Star River clan had seen Dragon King Tian too. The experts of the other clans might fear Dragon King Tian, but not the Star River clan. In terms of strength and foundation, the Star River clan was much stronger than the Sky Dragon clan. Now, the Sky Dragon clan had been annihilated by the Dragon Palace. Now, Dragon King Tian might have inherited the Sky Sea Dragon Palace and had a breakthrough in strength. But he wanted the Star River clan to submit just like that. Their eyes were filled with coldness. Dragon King Tian, that lowly thing, is not qualified to be mentioned in the same breath as this Dragon King. You two are courting death. Die for this Dragon King. Today, if your Star River clan does not submit to this Dragon King, I will annihilate all your clansmen. When Sky Sea Dragon King heard the words of the Two-Star River Clan supremacies, his eyes were filled with rage. His figure moved and he charged at the Two-Star River Clan universe supremacies at a terrifying speed. What? Are you making an enemy out of the Star River Clan? When the Two-Star River Clan supremacies heard him and saw him charging over, their expressions changed. Splash! One of the supremacies narrowed his eyes and waved his arm. The sound of rushing water instantly spread to the surrounding starry sky, sounding an alarm. They sensed Sky Sea Dragon King's speed and dodged to the side with grave expressions. Die for this Dragon King, lowly thing! At this moment, Sky Sea Dragon King roared. Suddenly, a terrifying golden radiance appeared around the Two-Star River Clan supremacies. The golden radiance instantly attacked their bodies. What? When they saw the golden radiance suddenly appearing around them, they were shocked. Pff. However, they were not allowed to dodge. The golden light instantly entered their bodies, and they lost all signs of life. Two lowly humans dared to provoke this Dragon King! Sky Sea Dragon King roared. With a wave of his arm, the Dragon Palace continued to fly forward rapidly. What? He actually killed two of our supremacies. Who is he? Heavenly Dragon King is still Heavenly Sea Dragon King! This Tianhai Dragon King wants to invade our Xinjiang clan. When the surrounding disciples of the Star River clan saw this scene, their expressions changed and they growled in a low voice. Noisy! Die for this Dragon King! The Sky Sea Dragon King flapped his huge wings and stood in the sky above the Dragon Palace. He swept his gaze across the people who were looking over and waved his arm. The shadows of the four golden dragons attacked in all directions. The terrifying attack and speed caused the surrounding people to be shocked. Run, run! No, no, no! Their faces were filled with fear, and they wanted to escape. However, how could Tianhai Dragon King's attack be so easily dodged? They couldn't even return to their own divine kingdoms in an instant before they were instantly killed. Enemies are invading. Disciples of the Star River Clan, get ready! At this moment, a loud shout came from the divine halls on both sides of the seven-colored river. More than 10 universe supremacies instantly flew over. Behind them, the legions of Xinjiang clan were flying towards them rapidly. Call your Xinjiang clan patriarch over and get him to lead all the disciples to kneel in front of this Dragon King. Or else die. Sky Sea Dragon King stared at the dozen universe supremacies flying over. His eyes were filled with violent killing intent as he ordered. Arrogant! You want our Xinjiang clan to submit to you? Do you have the right to do so? Tianhai Dragon King? Your Sky Dragon race has already been annihilated, and you still dare to be arrogant. More than 10 universe supremacies flew over and stared at Sky Sea Dragon King. The leader of the Star River clan, a rank 3 supremacy, had cold eyes. Lowly human, die! Remember, I am Sky Sea Dragon King! When Sky Sea Dragon King heard how they addressed him, he instantly went berserk. His figure moved and he charged towards them. At the position of his dragon head, a golden crown gradually appeared. The crown glowed, and in the middle, a saber and a sword crossed each other. An illusory crown flew out from his head, trapping the dozen universe supremacies of the Star River clan. Oh! Be careful, he has the combat power of a rank 4 supremacy. Dodge! The leader of the rank 3 supremacies narrowed his eyes and immediately shouted. Pum pum! However, just as they were about to dodge, the saber and sword on the illusory crown suddenly flew out. The saber and sword slashed towards the region they were at. Boom! A resplendent golden sword and saber light slashed across half the galaxy. What? The dozen Star River Clan universe venerables revealed shocked expressions. Boom! Energy swept across, and the dozen corpses fell to the ground. They did not even have the chance to scream. A bunch of insolent fools, die! Sky Sea Dragon King was infuriated. He moved and charged towards the huge shrine in front of him. Quick dodge! The elders have been killed. They are not his match. Quick dodge! He is not Sky Dragon King, he is Sky Sea Dragon King. Sky Sea Dragon King is not dead! In front of the shrine, some of the Universe Venerables that had rushed over were shocked when they saw the rank 3 Universe Venerable Elder being killed in an instant, as they roared loudly. From his words and Sky Sea Dragon King's actions, they realized that this was not Sky Sea Dragon King. He called himself Sky Sea Dragon King, and was likely the owner of Sky Sea Dragon Palace, Sky Sea Dragon King. As for why he occupied Sky Sea Dragon King's body, they had some guesses. Seeing the incomparably violent Tianhai Dragon King and his terrifying might, their faces were filled with shock. They hurriedly fled. Boom, boom, boom! Beams of terrifying golden light shrouded the palaces in front. The terrifying attack instantly covered hundreds of thousands of palaces. Pum pum pum! All the palaces crumbled under his terrifying attack. There were still many people who did not manage to escape in time and were killed instantly. If you don't submit, then die. Leave no one alive! Sky Sea Dragon King roared like a madman. Wave after wave of attacks raged in the sky above Star River Clan. Every attack killed countless people and destroyed hundreds of thousands of palaces. Quick, run! He is a demon! All Star River Clan disciples flee immediately. Our clan leader will be here soon. All the experts of Star River Clan had a drastic change in expression as they roared continuously. Looking at the berserk Sky Sea Dragon King, they were extremely embarrassed. How dare you! Sky Sea Dragon King, how dare you kill the disciples of my Star River Clan! At this moment, a furious roar came from the void far away. A towering Star River Clan leader with a scarlet sun above his head walked over. Chapter 3206. The clan leader is here! Clan leader! Countless palaces were destroyed by the Sky Ocean Dragon King at the base of the Rainbow River of the Star River Clan. When the group of experts and disciples saw the Star River Clan leader with the scarlet sun above his head, they were excited. The Sky Ocean Dragon King had the combat power of a rank 4 universe supremacy. Their clan leader also had the combat power of a rank 4 universe supremacy. As long as the clan leader arrived, he would be able to stop the Sky Ocean Dragon King. Xinjiang Clan's clan leader, quickly submit to this Dragon King! When Sky Sea Dragon King heard the words of the Xinjiang clan leader, he looked at him coldly. He was still full of dominance as he looked at the Star River Clan leader. Back then, I guessed that there might be a true dragon in the Sky Ocean Dragon Palace. Indeed, there is one. However, you can no longer be called a true dragon. A true dragon would not kill the innocent, nor would a true dragon have such a body. The patriarch of the Xinjiang clan, who had a scarlet sun above his head, glanced around with an extremely cold expression. Sensing the thick stench of blood, his expression was extremely ugly. Courting death. In a while, you will be crawling under me. The Sky Ocean Dragon King's eyes emitted a terrifying killing intent when he heard him. He flapped his huge wings and attacked the Star River Clan leader. Humph! You are the one courting death! The Star River Clan leader snorted coldly. He swung his arm and punched the scarlet sun above his head. The entire scarlet sun erupted like a volcano, meeting the Sky Ocean Dragon King head-on. A lousy postnatal soul treasure dares to fight me? The Sky Ocean Dragon King saw the huge scarlet sun. The crown on his head flew out, and the swords and sabers on it gradually enlarged. Finally, the sabers and swords emitted a terrifying golden light that filled the sky and bombarded the scarlet sun. You must win! You must win! Given our clan leader's strength, he will definitely win. Even if he can't win, he can restrain him. We are prepared to help the clan leader against the brutal Sky Ocean Dragon King. At this time, more than 200 Star River Clan universe supremacies had gathered. They watched the battle between their chief and the Sky Sea Dragon King angrily and nervously, ready to enter the battlefield at any time. Boom, boom, boom! At that moment, the terrifying golden sword collided with Qi Yang. Under the astonished gaze of the Xinjiang clan patriarch, the incomparably sharp and terrifying saber and sword directly pierced into Qi Yang. Bam! The entire scarlet sun emitted a violent sound, and cracks appeared on its surface. What? The Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed slightly when he saw the crack on Qi Yang. Clang, clang, clang! However, what terrified him even more was that the terrifying golden sword had pierced through the sun and was heading straight for him. Not good. What treasure is this? This is definitely not an acquired spiritual treasure, but an acquired supreme treasure. The patriarch of the Star River clan growled with a hint of shock on his face. Break! He let out a roar and swung his fists, sending a terrifying flaming meteorite at the golden sword and saber. Bam, bam, bam! Pfft! However, the terrifying golden sword and saber broke through all his attacks and landed in front of him. A wave of terrifying energy rushed over. The Xinjiang clan leader's face turned pale as he vomited blood. The Xinjiang clan leader was defeated in one move. What? Not good, back up the chief. All of the surrounding universe supremacies were horrified when they saw this scene. They hurriedly took action, sending beams of energy towards the Sky Sea Dragon King. A bunch of trash like you dares to provoke this Dragon King? The Sky Sea Dragon King swept his gaze across, swept his arm, and flapped his wings. Golden wings swept towards them. Puny trash, how dare you go against this Dragon King? Submit to this Dragon King immediately, or I will annihilate everyone in the Star River clan. As the Sky Sea Dragon King spoke, he charged towards the Xinjiang clan leader. Oh no, I'm no match for him. He's even more terrifying than that Dragon King. The Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed drastically when he saw the Sky Sea Dragon King charging over. If he continued fighting, he would definitely be annihilated. However, how could he be willing to submit to the Sky Sea Dragon King? Whoosh! He moved and hurriedly dodged to the side. Ha ha ha, trying to hide? If you dare to escape, we will slaughter everyone else in the Star River clan. The Sky Sea Dragon King saw the Xinjiang clan leader trying to escape. He flapped his dragon wings, sending beams of attacks towards the palace ahead. There were countless disciples in the Star River clan, and all of them lived here. Some of the weaker ones could not escape at all. The Sky Sea Dragon King's attack instantly killed countless people in the Star River clan. A large number of palaces were destroyed. Damn it! The Xinjiang clan leader's heart sank when he saw the Sky Sea Dragon King start a massacre, and his expression was extremely ugly. Looking at the crazed Sky Sea Dragon King, he had no doubt that he would slaughter all the disciples of the Star River clan. There were trillions of people in the Star River clan. If the Sky Sea Dragon King massacred them, there would be too many casualties. Sky Sea Dragon King, you are a member of the Divine Dragon race. Are you so despicable? The Xinjiang clan leader gritted his teeth and had no choice but to charge towards the Sky Sea Dragon King. Attack! Attack this crazy guy! Kill! The other 200-odd universe supremacies also attacked in unison. Under the crown, I am the king. Suppress him! Ha! The Sky Sea Dragon King laughed maniacally. The crown on his head spun and expanded to millions of kilometers in size, forming a cage that shrouded all of them. Oh no, don't be shrouded by the crown! The Xinjiang clan leader roared. However, the Sky Sea Dragon King's strength was far beyond their imagination. As a former golden dragon, his battle experience and strength were not something that the Xinjiang clan could compare to. The crown shrouded everyone, and swords suddenly floated around them. Oh no! Seeing the swords appear out of nowhere, their eyes darkened, and they had a bad feeling. Pft, pft, pft. Ah! At this moment, the swords and sabers moved and pierced towards them. The swords and sabers pierced through their bodies, and screams rang out. The Xinjiang clan leader's eyes turned bloodshot when he saw this, and his body trembled violently. Stop! Stop immediately! We surrender! The Xinjiang clan surrenders! He roared with a bitter and unwilling expression. Roar! 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 Surrender? Submit and prostrate before me immediately. Otherwise I will kill all of you! Ha! The Sky Sea Dragon King roared with a hideous expression, and his body was filled with a violent, murderous aura. He did not look like a noble divine dragon, but a ferocious evil dragon. Chapter 3207 Dragon Palace's Enhanced Strength Roar. Roar! Roar! Beside the colorful river of the Xinjiang clan, an excited roar reverberated across the sky. A semi-dragon with huge wings exuding a strong murderous aura floated in the void. At the front, a group of experts led by the leader of the Xinjiang clan knelt in front with an awful look. Defeated. The Xinjiang clan was completely defeated. The leader of the Xinjiang clan had the ability to escape, but once he did, the Sky Sea Dragon King would slaughter the entire Xinjiang clan. He did not dare to escape because the Sky Sea Dragon King would really slaughter countless of their people. Our leader and the others were defeated. The Xinjiang clan is going to surrender to that evil dragon. It's over. We are going to surrender to the Sky Sea Dragon King. No, no, no. How can this be? He's an evil dragon, a brutal evil dragon. All the people of the Xinjiang clan trembled violently when they saw this. Their faces were filled with embarrassment. The Xinjiang clan had become the slaves of an evil dragon. The news of the Sky Sea Dragon King suppressing the Xinjiang clan with his dragon palace spread rapidly in the Xinjiang galaxy. When everyone learned that the Xinjiang clan had surrendered to the Sky Sea Dragon King, they were shocked. Especially when they learned that the Sky Sea Dragon King had defeated the leader of the Xinjiang clan with a single move, it shocked them even more. The Sky Sea Dragon King is not dead. He has occupied the body of the Sky Sea Dragon King. His strength is terrifying. Who would have thought that the Sky Sea Dragon King is not dead and has been reincarnated? His strength is too terrifying. The Xinjiang clan was defeated with a single move. He is much stronger than the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. I heard that the Sky Sea Dragon King is crazy. As long as the Xinjiang clan does not surrender, he will slaughter everyone in the Xinjiang clan. The Sky Sea Dragon King is an evil dragon. Countless people were discussing on the universe AI. The reincarnation of a divine dragon from a faraway place brought them a great shock. Especially when this divine dragon had suppressed the Xinjiang clan. Dragon King, this is news from the Xinjiang galaxy. At the same time, the situation at the Xinjiang clan in the Dragon Palace was reported to Prime Minister Turtle. Wang Xian frowned slightly when he read the message from Turtle Deputy. Why is Sky Sea Dragon King suppressing the Star River clan? For resources? With a puzzled look on his face, he pondered for a moment before continuing. There's another possibility. It's to deal with our Dragon Palace. That's possible, but it won't be that easy for them to destroy our Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Turtle replied with a smile. Keep an eye on the situation with the Heavenly Sea Dragon King. Wang Xian nodded his head. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle nodded. I'll have to fight the Tianhai Dragon King sooner or later. Wang Xian mumbled to himself as he sat on the dragon throne. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand. One acquired spiritual treasure after another was placed on the 5 elements grindstone and rapidly absorbed, including the 2 ancient paintings from the ancient painting sect. These 2 ancient paintings were extremely powerful among acquired spiritual treasures. This time, after the 5 elements grindstone devoured, it should be able to kill a 4th order venerable. As for the level of the 5 elements grindstone, Wang Xian wasn't sure. Ordinary acquired spiritual treasures and cardinal treasures could only unleash terrifying might when controlled. However, because the 5 elements grindstone had 5 of Wang Xian's doppelgangers, he didn't even need to control it himself to unleash terrifying combat power. After the 5 elements grindstone devours, it should be comparable to an acquired cardinal treasure, right? Wang Xian mumbled to himself. The 5 elements grindstone could attack the enemy's numinous treasures while it attacked the enemy. If he were to encounter the Tianhai Dragon King, he might stand a chance. However, it might be difficult to defeat the Tianhai Dragon King. With Willow Deity and the Golden Dragon, he would definitely be able to suppress the Tianhai Dragon King. As he thought to himself, streams of energy surged into the 5 elements grindstone to increase its speed of absorbing spiritual treasures. Within the Dragon Palace, the rest of the Dragon Palace members were enhancing their strength in the Dragon Transformation Pool. Time passed, and the battle with the Dragon Palace struck fear into all the forces in the Milky Way. Be it the Mist race or the 3 Feet race, they were all respectful to the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace had become a transcendent existence in the Milky Way. At the same time, something big happened in the Star River Starry Sky. The Tiahai Dragon King announced that all the races in the galaxy had to submit to him, or they would be annihilated. As soon as this news came out, it caused a huge stir in the entire Star River Starry Sky. In the galaxy, there were 50 to 60 primary races in the universe. Even the weaker primary races had 2 to 3 universe supremacies. There were more than 1,000 universe supremacies in the entire galaxy. And the Tiahai Dragon King's announcement was for more than 1,000 universe supremacies to submit to him. This caused the entire galaxy to be in an uproar. They were shocked by the arrogance and conceit of the Tiahai Dragon King. However, they were also very fearful of the Tiahai Dragon King. By now, everyone had understood what had happened in the Galaxy River clan. The Tiahai Dragon King could really do something like annihilating the entire clan if they didn't submit to him. This caused the primary races in the universe to be extremely embarrassed. Now, there were only 2 options. They could either submit, or lead their clansmen to escape. Otherwise, what awaited them was the attack of the Tiahai Dragon King. The entire Galaxy River was in chaos because of the Tiahai Dragon King. And just as the Galaxy River was in chaos, within the Dragon Palace, the members of the Dragon Palace had completed their upgrades. After absorbing the resources from this battle, the strength of the entire Dragon Palace had undergone an earth-shattering change. The number of Dragon Palace universe supremacies had increased by about 400. Among them, the Heavenly Array had absorbed the resources from the Dragon Bones in the Dragon Tomb of the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, raising its combat power to the 4th Order universe supremacy. The rest of the Dragon Palace members and the leaders had all raised their combat power to the 3rd Order universe supremacy. Currently, there were about 500 universe supremacies in the Dragon Palace. 500 universe supremacies. This number was absolutely terrifying. Even the Galaxy River clan was a far cry from the Dragon Palace. Not to mention the 4th Order universe supremacies of the Dragon Palace. Other than the improvement of the universe supremacies, the other members of the Dragon Palace had also improved to a terrifying level. This time, after destroying 3 primary races in the universe, their elites were all at the God Emperor level. Close to 10 million God Emperor corpses had turned into resources, allowing the disciples of the Dragon Palace to improve to a terrifying level. Now, the weakest disciple of the Dragon Palace had the combat power of a Void 6th Order God Emperor. A Void 6th Order God Emperor could be considered an elite in the Milky Way. It wouldn't be a problem for them to manage 1 or 2 planets. Chapter 3208. Greetings, Dragon King! In the Dragon Field, the million disciples of Dragon Palace were arranged according to their respective dragon species. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them with a satisfied look. The current Dragon Palace was definitely a top-notch existence among the primary races in the universe. The weakest was a 6th Order Void God Emperor, and there were more than 1,000 peak Void God Emperors. More than 1,000 peak Void God Emperors. This was definitely a terrifying number. Given the combat power of the disciples of Dragon Palace, these peak Void God Emperors could match more than 100 First Order Universe Venerables. The strength of the entire Dragon Palace had reached an unprecedented height. Get used to your increased strength in the coming period, Wang Xian instructed plainly. Yes, Dragon King! The million members of Dragon Palace answered respectfully. The leaders of Dragon Palace, follow me. The rest of you may leave. As Wang Xian spoke, he flew towards the Dragon King Hall. You all know what happened in the Galaxy. Now that Sky Sea Dragon King wants to rule the entire Galaxy, our Dragon Palace and Sky Sea Dragon King are mortal enemies. We must prepare in advance for this, Wang Xian said. In these few days, there were already primary races in the universe who could not withstand the pressure of Sky Sea Dragon King and surrendered. Wang Xian could imagine that there would be a large number of races submitting to Sky Sea Dragon King. At that time, Sky Sea Dragon King's power would reach a very powerful level. Wang Xian had wanted to wait until he was fully confident of killing Sky Sea Dragon King. But now it seemed like he could not wait any longer. Dragon King, we, the venomous horned dragons, can enter the starry sky in all directions, parasitizing the bodies of the experts, and grasp their every move. Orochi said immediately. Sure. Wang Xian nodded in agreement. Dragon King, I think we can kill our way over. Ao Jin pondered for a while and said, Dragon King, with you, me, and the Willow Deity Heavenly Formation, we can definitely suppress Sky Sea Dragon King. But it might be difficult to kill him. As he spoke, he frowned slightly. Is the acquired treasure of Sky Sea Dragon King so strong? Even with our strength, we can't kill him? Tianjin raised his brows and asked. Now that he could kill a fourth order venerable, Willow Deity and Ao Jin could do the same, not to mention the Dragon King. If the few of them joined forces, they could almost contend against a universe rank 5 venerable. Very strong. Relying on that postnatal treasure, in addition to his own resources and experience, even a rank 5 universe venerable might not be able to kill him. Ao Jin nodded. After all, the Tianhai Dragon King was once a divine dragon, a former Dragon King. Even though he was heavily injured, he wasn't that easy to kill. However, we can't let him continue to develop. Once all the primary races in the Star River Starry Sky surrender to him, it will be even more troublesome. Prime Minister Turtle said. Every primary race in the universe wasn't simple, they all had powerful trump cards. If the Star River Starry Sky was really suppressed by the Sky Sea Dragon King, it would not be good news for the Dragon Palace. If the Tianhai Dragon King recovered a little more and grasped some treasures, it would be even more difficult to deal with him. Ao Jin, how much control do you have over the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace? Wang Xian's eyes flickered as he asked. About 45%. If I were to compete with him for the control of the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace, I wouldn't be able to win against him. Ao Jin pondered for a moment before replying. Then, what are the chances of us snatching the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and asked. Snatch it? Ao Jin's eyes flickered. The Sky Sea Dragon King doesn't know of my existence. If we catch him off guard, and together with you guys, the chances of snatching it are very high. Moreover, once I enter the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace, I will open the authority for you guys to enter. He wouldn't dare to enter the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace. His words caused Aosia's eyes to light up. Now that Aosia had devoured 2 rank 3 universe venerable cosmos god nations, he had the combat strength of a rank 3 universe venerable. If the Dragon Kings could get the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace for him, then... Dragon King, do you mean to bring the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace here and let our devouring dragon devour it? Aosia asked expectantly. The Sky Sea Dragon King's Dragon Palace was comparable to a rank 6 venerable cosmos god nation. If he devoured it, wouldn't he be able to raise his battle prowess to that of a 5th order universe venerable? Their devouring dragon could even increase the combat power of 2 rank 5 venerables. That's right. Wang Xian nodded his head. This was the best solution he could think of at the moment. As long as they could take over the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, Aosia and the others would be able to obtain great benefits. By then, with the resources of the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, the 2 devouring dragons would be able to reach the 5th order universe venerable realm. Killing the Sky Sea Dragon King would be a piece of cake. Dragon King, this method is feasible. When shall we act? The group of Dragon Palace leaders nodded in agreement. First, control all the movements of the Sky Sea Dragon King, and then plan in detail. This time, only Lei Ming, Ao Jin, and Willow Deity will be enough. Wang Xian said plainly. It's the Dragon King. The Venom Horn Dragon and the Spike Dragon went to investigate together. Prime Minister Turtle immediately replied. Wang Xian nodded his head. With the plan completed, Prime Minister Turtle and the others immediately took action. Wang Xian sat in the Dragon Palace and waited quietly for news. How many races have yet to declare their allegiance? At the same time, a majestic dragon palace floated above the colorful river of the Xinjiang clan in the distant starry sky of the Xinjiang River. In the Dragon King Hall of the Dragon Palace, the Sky Sea Dragon King sat on the dragon throne and asked the leader of the Xinjiang clan and the others coldly. Dragon King, only 15 races have declared their allegiance. There are still 36 primary races that have yet to respond. The leader of the Xinjiang clan knelt down respectfully and answered. Facing the Sky Sea Dragon King, his eyes were filled with respect and obedience. Clearly, he had been subdued by the Sky Sea Dragon King in a terrifying way. There are still 36 races? I think they want to be annihilated. Inform immediately that I will call for a Rising Dragon Assembly in 10 days. All forces must attend. Those who don't attend will be annihilated. When that day comes, I would like to see which race dares to disobey me. Ha! The Sky Sea Dragon King roared arrogantly. His eyes were filled with malice. It's the Sky Sea Dragon King. I will inform all the races immediately. Those who dare to disobey the Dragon King will be killed. The leader of the Xinjiang clan said with blazing eyes. Chapter 3209. Xinjiang clan announces that Tianhai Dragon King will hold a Rising Dragon Assembly at the Rainbow River in 10 days. All forces in the galaxy are to come. Those who don't show up will be killed. In the chaotic galaxy, a piece of news from the Xinjiang clan once again blew up the entire galaxy. In the past 10 days, Tianhai Dragon King had ordered all forces to submit, causing the entire galaxy to be in turmoil. Especially when the primary races of the universe announced their submission, there was even more of an uproar. Now, Tianhai Dragon King suddenly announced a Rising Dragon Assembly in 10 days. What did he mean? Rising Dragon Assembly? Is this the final warning? When that day comes, if any power refuses to submit to him, he might just make a move to destroy it. Tianhai Dragon King is so arrogant, gathering all the forces in the galaxy together. Isn't he afraid of being surrounded? Surrounded? With what? Xinjiang clan seems to have been completely subdued by Tianhai Dragon King. With Tianhai Dragon King and Xinjiang clan leader, who in the entire galaxy is their match? With Tianhai Dragon King's strength, anyone who doesn't submit will probably be destroyed. He's too domineering. On the Universe AI and Star River space, countless people were discussing. The 30-odd forces that didn't submit had ugly expressions when they heard the news. If they didn't go in 10 days, they would be destroyed. But if they went in 10 days, they would be destroyed even if they didn't submit. They didn't have a choice. Rising Dragon Assembly? In the Milky Way Dragon Palace, Wang Xian raised his eyebrows when he heard the news. Then let's set it in 10 days. He murmured, a smile on his face. Most of the treasures in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace were in his hands, including half of the dragon souls. The last one was the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Once he took it, the Dragon Palace would have 2 more rank 5 universe venerables. He was an invincible expert in the starry sky of Star River. Wang Xian told Willow Deity Ao Jin and the others about the news, and told them to prepare. 10 days later they would attack. Has the Winter Moon race contacted the twin races? Are they willing to attack? Hundreds of universe supremacies were sitting in a palace at the edge of the galaxy. An old man looked at the venerable with a moon on his forehead and asked in anticipation. I've already contacted them. The Great Elder and Second Elder of the twin races will be bringing people over. I want to see how much longer that evil dragon can continue acting arrogantly. The middle-aged man with a crescent moon between his eyebrows said coldly. It's good that the twin races can come. That evil dragon is too arrogant. I hope that the twin races can destroy him. It might be a little difficult to destroy him. That evil dragon was once a purebred divine dragon, an old fellow that has lived for billions of years. Even if we can't kill him, it'll be good if we can reduce his arrogance. I heard that there are other races that have invited the powerful races from the continental encirclement starry sky. Within the hall, the group of universe supremacies discussed, their eyes filled with coldness. In the universe, never underestimate any universe race. The Sky Sea Dragon King wanted 50 to 60 primary races in the universe to submit to him in this rising dragon assembly. Naturally, the majority of the races would not agree. Some races had billions of years of history. They had powerful trump cards, while others had powerful connections. Some primary races, due to luck, would be indebted to some middle-tier races. Or some primary races would have marriages with middle-tier races. All of these existed. Usually, one would not feel anything. However, when they faced a life and death threat, these connections would explode. Clearly, the threat from the Sky Sea Dragon King had infuriated many primary races. And the 100 over-supremacies in the hall came from more than 10 primary races. Through their connections, they took out treasures and requested for help from the stronger races. According to the news they received, there were many races seeking help this time. They wanted to see how the Sky Sea Dragon King would deal with this. Time passed day by day. 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. In the sky above the Star River clan, the array had formed an incomparably huge plaza. At this moment, around the plaza, more than 100 great demons and millions of beasts were lined up neatly at the front. Around them, Star River supremacies stood on both sides. At a glance, there were about 400 universe supremacies. In front of the plaza was an incomparably huge dragon palace. The entire dragon palace was emitting golden light. The plaza was connected to the dragon palace. It was like a plaza in front of the palace. Everyone came to pay their respects. Within the Dragon Palace Dragon King Hall, the Sky Sea Dragon King sat quietly on the dragon throne with his eyes closed. So. As time passed, many figures flew over from the square above the seven-colored river. The group of people had solemn expressions on their faces. There were not many people in each group. Some had a few dozen, while others only had a dozen. They all represented their respective factions. The factions that came to the Rising Dragon Gathering this time were not just the primary races of the universe. Those domain-level races had to come too. This is the current faction of the Sky Sea Dragon King? So many universe supremacies. The Sky Sea Dragon King actually has more than 400 universe supremacies under him. This group of beasts seems to be experts from the Demon God Palace. When the domain-level race experts arrived, they all looked around in awe. They came to a corner of the plaza and stood there waiting quietly. So. Around them, more and more forces were flying over. Even though there were not many people from each faction, the Galaxy River was huge. Soon, tens of thousands of people gathered. Almost all the supremacies from the primary races of the universe who had already expressed their allegiance had arrived. They walked straight towards the supremacies of the Star River clan and smiled apologetically to get closer. And some of the lower-tier races that didn't submit gathered together. The universe paragons exchanged glances, revealing faint smiles on their faces. The entire plaza was very quiet. It was so quiet that the atmosphere was a little strange. Everyone knew that the Rising Dragon Assembly this time was not an exchange meeting. Dragon King, many major races have arrived. However, it seems like there are still many races that have yet to arrive. I wonder if they will come. At this moment, in the distant starry sky, Wang Xian and the rest were hidden in a space crack. Willow Deity scanned the surroundings, sensing the figures flying over as she spoke softly. The Sky Sea Dragon King wants to suppress the entire Galaxy River. I'm afraid he is not strong enough. Wang Xian shook his head slightly. According to their senses, only over 30 races had arrived so far. There were still over 20 that had yet to arrive. Since they had yet to arrive, it was obvious that they would not submit to the Sky Sea Dragon King. Things might get interesting next. You're tuning into the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.